Hey. So listen, I had planned on doing a live, didn't know what the hell I was gonna talk about. Still don't, but what I done a minute ago um, was rewatched the Valentine's Day live. What I done a minute ago after I when I had the whole episode and the whole Looney Tunes blooper reel was made out of it and that whole thing. I just rewatched it and like really read the comments. And I don't know who cutting onions in the room, but it just that always feels so wonderful, and it humanizes our community. I hate to call it a sector, our little community of YouTube. That really humanized it for me, right? Just the love and the coming together of it all. I'll never forget that. I honestly will never forget that. And I still I appreciate each and every soul that prayed, reached out, came up, you know, said hi, whatever, during that time. On the other side of the token, I'll never forget the people that didn't. But people have lives and it's not all about me. So, but I just keep that on my mental Rolodex. So, anyway, this is what I was going live about earlier. I have a little dilemma over here in Nubyville. And it's personal, but I'm going to tell y'all because I know you won't tell anybody, right? One of my sons, God bless his brain, there's an alleged newbie honeygram, okay, that my son made. But the issue is the girl was fumbling around with my son and another guy. So she's not quite sure if it's my son's child or this other guy. But I think she has more of an affinity for old dude. So she felt like he's the better choice. So she's putting it on him. And for whatever reason, he just wants to win. So they don't want to get a DNA test. And I have people tell, well, just, leave it alone. My son is in a tizzy about it. Um, and it's just been a lot. But here's my thing. Am I supposed to sit back and have a whole entire piece of my DNA running around in the world and just let it be what it is? Yeah, no. If it's my grandchild, I want to be in his life. Cute little old thing. And I actually done my homework because I know aesthetics are not everything. And I know that babies can draw back from, the ancestors or whatever. But I'm just looking at the mother, who is a coconut brown skin, pretty girl, and the other alleged father, and he's light skinnedish, but dark hair, dark eyes. This little baby has got the whole, hey Shaquila, has got the whole, it's just, that baby is a newbie, y'all. I'm sorry. Just the whole look, the bone structure, the eye color, the hair texture, the hair color. Hey, chocolate cocoa, I really think that's my baby. And I talked to a cousin, one of my, I don't listen. I got my first cousins and then I got my mother's cousins and all them people. I don't listen. Anyway, a relative who is nosy and messy and always, hello, Mr. Christopher, always seems to know everything about everything. She called and asked, and she sent pictures like, have you heard? Like, yes, I've heard. The town we live in has one effing stoplight. Yeah, everybody knows everybody's business before it even happened. And she's like, well, if I was you, I would just let it go. Just leave it alone. And da 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 da. And I'm like, listen, do you realize who you're talking to? I'm just gonna have a whole baby out here and never ever see about it or whatever. And she said the mother to the child's mother, y'all following me? The other grandmother, the maternal grandmother, is ignorant, and you'll end up cussing that woman out. You'll end up fighting that woman. She's stupid. She's this. She that. Which I don't understand what the argument would be if I went to that family with this conversation. And she just did this whole dramatic thing where, oh, if you go, just promise me you won't take no weapons because I know you. You'll hurt that lady. I don't have my butt on all of that. This little beautiful baby. And he is, I'm thinking, around 7 months old right now. If he is my grandson, I want to know him. Like, come on. I just leave it alone. And but as far as my son goes, it's a hard balance because I'm telling him kind of stand down because the other alleged father got this pride thing going on because I guess he claims this girl as his woman. So it would look, how that would look. She went out and got a baby on me or whatever. And then it brings me back to the fury of knowing how I raised my children, the talks that we had over and over ad nauseum, especially more so with my boys than my girls, because the girls, y'all know how that goes. The girls' babies are going to be here. And thank God my daughters that do have children are married and they got their it's all together. That's great, groovy. But the girls you don't worry about because those babies are going to be around no matter what. But I always told, don't go out here getting no baby by Bajika and then she get mad at you and we can't see the baby and all it be careful and know the person that you're mating with. Because you get with people, you lock yourself into lifetime situations. You got to deal with that person's entire family, and that is just the way it is. Okay. So I'm furious with my son right now. And he want to jump all out the window and do this and do that. And I'm just going, no, sit the hell down and let mommy figure out a way to quarterback this thing. Because if it comes down to, and I'm almost 99% sure that this is my son's child, you're going to stand up and be a man and take care of this baby. And so don't even worry about that. So you just go over there, go to work and start saving your damn money. That's what you do. And let me figure out how to approach this family. This is insane. Out of a billion scenarios that I work through in my head raising kids, you think about the things that you might run into. This was nowhere on the radar. A grandchild that I won't get to be in his life. I cannot. I absolutely cannot. Thank you. I mean, really, Shaquila, what? You talk about a catch-22. But you know what's sickening to me is the people saying, well, if she ain't putting it on him, don't worry about it. He won't have to pay child support. Really? That's what we're worried about right now? Seriously. And then what is it going to do for this child? Whatever's going to happen, I want it to happen before the child is old enough to get attached to this other father and then find out that it's not the father. It's just a lot. This is a lot. I could beat my son right in his throat. I put all the blame and responsibility right on him. I don't really know this girl. I've seen her around a few times, but I don't know her. So I cannot judge her. And, crap happens, I guess. I don't know if she was with the boy and how, especially when people are young, break up to make up. And when you broke up, things happen. I don't know why there's the, two men that she's juggling this baby in between. It is a lot, but I just know if, and that I keep saying if, it tastes like vinegar in my mouth every time I say it because I'm pretty sure that this is my grandbaby and time is a wasting. I've already, he's 7 months, so we're getting ready to move into first steps and teeth and all type of crap that I've already missed. It's too much. It is much too much. And when you think about, I know that we all come to YouTube to escape our real lives, and that's probably why I'm here now, just to bore the hell out of y'all with what I'm going through. But sometimes when you look at the shenanigans going on YouTube, it really makes you wonder about people's real lives. It makes me wonder anyway. Like, when do you have the time? When ugh, do you ever participate in your own life off of this apparatus? And for me, I enjoy it. Call it a guilty pleasure, call it whatever. I don't like engaging. Thank you, Shakila. I don't like engaging in the beef, but I certainly like watching it sometimes. But I've even kind of shifted with that because the reason that I follow so many people is because this person will be talking about that person, and I don't know who they're talking about. And I will go look for that person to see who they're talking about, and on and on. I don't do that anymore. If I don't know who people are talking about, I just listen and get as much understanding as I can. It's too much to keep up with. Oh my God, it's way too much. Let me look at these. You're 54 and you can't figure out. You can. Oh, I'm sorry. Newbie, your subbies are here for you and we support you. Thank you, Coco. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I literally just read your comment on when I was rewatching James's live when I came back after I had the seizure. I was just looking at your comments. You have always been so supportive. I appreciate that. YouTube. Yeah. Because there was even, and I'm still going back and forth in my head about a situation that happened with me. And y'all, if y'all been watching, y'all know what it is. The whole stupid ass blow up with me and Demetra on Carrie's live. Now, I didn't go rewatch that until the about 3, 4 days ago, maybe. I had a cold and I was laid up. And you know, when you can't get out the bed, I had burned out Netflix. Then I started burning out YouTube. And I just finally decided to go and look to the entire live because if you remember me talking about it before, after so much back and forth that night, I walked away. I got a phone call and I walked away. So I didn't hear the rest of the live. And then at the very end, I came back to the live to let Carrie know that I was okay and let everybody know because people had begun to worry. Where did Newbie go? She just went silent, that whole thing. So, but the middle, I missed a lot of the middle. So 3 or 4 days ago, like I said, I watched it and I read the comments. If what I was watching wasn't bad enough, I say bad, but it was kind of, um, how do I say this? It was nothing that I wouldn't expect. Let me say it that way. But then the comments, and then even, Lord, I saw that I made it over to the Shady Lives of YouTube on Instagram. And I read the comments over there, and someone made the comment like, why was Newbie caught up with Demetra? And Demetra must be holding some of Newbie's secrets. I don't think I have any secrets. And if I did, I certainly wouldn't expose them to somebody on YouTube, even if we met in real life. And that's that's another thing. I don't know how deep people think that that whole situation went. And I'm not trying to diminish the friendship, the YouTube, the whatever the hell you want to call it. But listen, we met on YouTube. She was cool. She was funny. She was creative. She was entertaining. And then we got to talking. I don't even remember how. And her birthday was coming. And I have, again, I have children in Houston. And so it's like, well, your birthday, I made a whole thing of it. Go see the kids and go spend her birthday with her. And we talked a few times after that. And that's it. It's not, I just don't, I think people are making it bigger than what it is. And I'm not trying to diminish or belittle it, but it wasn't all that damn deep where we owe each other the world. We didn't owe each other any damn thing. We were just two people that were cool and hung out one time. So there's that. But the comments, yeah, the comments. Another person said that it was my lack of support and apathy and a few other things. And I said this before, and I really, oh dear God in heaven, I would love to have a conversation now that I think I have more understanding of what the trigger was, because that night I was lost, completely and utterly lost. And then I saw some things, heard some things, read some things, and I thought I had one understanding, but now, even what I thought it was, I don't think it's that anymore. I think it's something else. And I just don't want to go too deep into it because I don't like talking about people when they're not around to defend themselves. And again, I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not going to talk negatively about anybody. And as far as I know, hell, I still have a moderator stick over there, and she still has one here. I haven't taken it away. We we just haven't talked, and maybe we don't need to for a while. Maybe we need to breathe. I don't know, whatever. But the thing that I can talk about is me. And the thing with me, passive aggressive behavior is one of my major pet peeves. If you want something from me, I need you to ask that thing like the grown up that you are and give me the opportunity to say yes or the F no. But don't spit a thing out at me and expect me to act on it and be angry when I don't. Passive aggressive people, usually it is common in my life that they become enraged at me because I totally ignore the passive aggressive behavior. And do you know what I mean when I say that? And you get it a lot from children. Maybe that's why it's such a pet peeve, because you should outgrow that at a certain point. But you know how children get under you? You're eating ice cream and they say, I like ice cream. That looked good. How do that ice cream taste? I wonder what that tastes like. That's passive aggressive behavior instead of just saying, may I have some? And I ignore it. And I ignore it on purpose because I asked your damn question. And every one of my 11 children, the ones that I raised in my house, the ones that were planned, wanted, and raised here, those 11 children, all of them know that passive aggressive behavior is a major pet peeve. None of them do that to me because they know they're not going to get a response at all. And for people who consider me a friend, see me as a friend, and I think, sidebar, I think that's a word people use too loosely. There is nothing that you cannot come to me as a friend and talk to me about. But we have to be really talking. Don't just set stuff out there and expect me to grab it and move forward on it. Not going to do it. Your feelings will be hurt every time. And oh God, that's that on that. That's that on that. I keep going back and forth whether I should really, because right now I'm doing something that's outside of myself and I'm talking around a situation that I would much prefer to talk all the way out and talk through. But I'm not going to do that by myself because I did not create the situation by myself. And do I feel Slighted? Absolutely. Absolutely. I do. But mm, it's only so much that I want to say. It's only so much that I want to say. And yeah, I could call and have that conversation in private, but because an alleged private conversation that we had where all of this understanding was supposed to be had, and it was nothing but a bunch of passive aggressives. Well, I'd be in my feelings for that, and I don't want to. I don't want to do it. It happened here, and if it's going to be settled here, if it's going to be settled, it needs to be settled here. And I could be wrong for that. And I'm realizing right now I'm getting a little bit in my feelings because I'm realizing as I talk that this is bothering me, and I hate to let things bother me and get to me when they really. Mm, mm, mm. I care about the stuff I care about, and I don't know if that's an attribute or a flaw, but the whole thing would have never set me off if I didn't care in the first place, and that's just me being real. People that I do not care about cannot get under my skin at all. And I've said it before, I've been attacked, um, unwarranted plenty of times on YouTube in real life, other social media sites. I've been attacked, called names, cussed at, talked about, but and I see it in the chat sometimes. It happened tonight. Somebody I was on, somebody's panel, and I'm looking at the comment, and it's like, okay, we hear you. Bye. That's boring. Bye. Well, I wasn't there to entertain that person, so I let it roll off, and that's usually what I do when I see, derogatory comments about me. Is who am I? I'm no bigger than the next person. People are going to talk. You open yourself up to a public platform, people are going to talk, and I know that. And I don't let that get to me. It's only when I care. And I guess I'm kind of mad at myself for allowing myself to care when maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. And excuse me if y'all can hear me smacking. I'm eating while I'm talking. What time is it where y'all are? It's like 2:40 a.m. where I'm at. And also, I pinned my StreamYard link. I tried to. Is it up there? I can't even see it. I pinned it if anybody wants to. Social media can be so mean sometimes. Usually people absolutely. Absolutely. And I just hate, you know what, Shakila? I hate not being heard. And this is one of the main reasons why I don't engage in the beef. Oh, okay, it's 3 where you are. The screen, who can hear any, what the hell is getting worked out? What are we even doing when everybody's just screaming and nobody can hear nobody? I hate that. I really do. I like a good roast, a good drag, all of the things. All of us, nobody here can say that they don't, a part of them don't like it because we're all here, right? And we know what it gives. But when it gets to the point where all you hear is, cuss words, catch a cuss word, like every other word, and it's just screaming and it's all muffled. What are we doing? Hey, Levon, how you doing, baby? I'm just here rambling again. No particular topic. I don't know how long you've been here, but I started off talking about my son and this child that we're not sure if it's ours or not. And I'm trying to figure out what to do about it, because it seems like this girl is content to let the other guy take, you know, take the fall. I hate to say the fall because that's not a fall. A baby is a joyous thing, but she wants to be with this other guy, so she's content to let him believe that it's his baby. But all arrows point to Nubyville, and if it's my grandbaby, I want to be in his life. So I don't know, just the cutest little thing you ever seen too. Oh, he's a cutie. And I find myself up nights wondering, like, what is he doing? Is he hitting all the markers? Is he getting the love that he needs? Is he eating food yet? You know, that whole thing. And my son talks to me a lot about it, but I'm furious with him right now because you don't just go out willy nilly. I don't hear nothing about a damn condom breaking. It happens, but I just, something in my heart says, no, you were being careless. The thing that I've taught against your entire life, because a baby in this day and age is the least of your fears when it comes to unprotected sex. Okay. It could have been a whole bunch of other things, but this is a whole life that we are talking about. I don't want this child to get 5, 6, 15, 20, and we just putting it together. And then the person that he grew and loved and looked at as a father, now we got to adjust and shit. I don't want that for that child. That is so unfair. That is so freaking unfair. So I don't know. Whatever I do, I gotta try to do it quick. Yeah, lying to the other man. That could get ugly. That could get ugly real quick because it's some ignorant. Levon, you just don't know some of the things that I have experienced or been a party to. I had there was a person that I knew, and she had a maybe baby, okay? And at the time, the girl was in the throes of a drug addiction. So she left the child often with her main boyfriend. But it was always the question mark, was it his child or not? Um, and then I think in one of her stupors and in the midst of an argument one night, she told him that, that's why I did this, that, and the third, and that ain't your baby. But she proceeded to still leave the baby with this guy, her main boyfriend. She would just leave. And when I say leave, she would be gone on benders for days and leave this child. And I think the baby was an infant at the time. I don't even think he was 5 months old. And because the boyfriend was hurt and angry about what I guess he perceived as betrayal, he took, Jesus, fix it. He took that baby's hands and dipped him in a pot of boiling water to where the baby's skin was practically webbed together. And when they got the baby to the hospital, and they took care of the hands first, of course, but when they did a full examination on the baby, he had bruised ribs and he had a broken thigh bone. The baby had been being abused the entire time. An infant, a little bitty old baby. And that's tragic. Hey, Steph, and horrible, but I'm saying that, and God forbid, I hope these people that's got my grandchild, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and call him my honey grand. He one of us. I hope that they're not despicable like that, but it can happen. You just never know what. Oh, I could choke my son. He has put me, yeah. And the baby, this was years ago when that happened to the baby that I was talking about. And I did have the good fortune of running into that child again once he was older. I think he's in his 20s now, and he's fine, living a productive life. And from what I was told, the mother kept having babies and they would get snatched right from the hospital. She had 4 or 5 babies after that child, and she never took one of them home. They would take them right from the hospital. So I don't know where those children are or how they're doing. I pray they're well. I pray she's well. I hope she got it together. But yeah, it's some sick ass people in the world. And this is what I try to instill in my children. Be careful who you go and mate with. Because sleeping around is one thing, making babies is a whole entire other thing. These are lives we're playing with. I could not. So I don't know. All I can do right now is pray and try to figure out, the best, the best move, the next step to take to get that situated. I hope the men didn't do a day. Levon didn't do a day. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. And I was in a position where I had to testify to what I knew about the situation. But his claim was that he was heating the baby's bottle and he leaned over to check the bottle and the baby stuck his hands and somehow the courts bought that because he never done a day. He never done a day and she stayed with him. That's the thing that sickened me because those other babies, allegedly, I don't know. I didn't deal with that case anymore after that. I couldn't, it was too much. But from what I heard, the 4 or 5 other babies that she had were by the same man. So she stayed with him after he done that. I don't I don't get it. I don't get it. I have a new grandgirl. She is a month old. And she spent last weekend with me, her and her mom. And you look at them at that age, especially when they're asleep. I don't know what it is about a sleeping baby. You could just kiss on them all day. But you look at them at that age and wonder, do they even realize they are living the best days of their life when they're that small? But you just want to give them the world and you just want to protect them. You just want to put them in this damn bubble where the world cannot touch them. I don't understand people that could hurt a baby. And there is a lot of craziness that I can relate to. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I understand how people snap and, shoot up the damn post office. I get it. We've all had our days. We don't act on it, but I think we can all kind of relate to that point that makes people snap, but not where children are concerned. How could you hurt a little big-eyed, bright-eyed child? I don't get it. Thank you, Shaquila. New baby smell. Tell me about it. New baby smell. She is the cutest little thing and so alert. She is so alert. And that daughter has a 6-year-old also. The 6-year-old is always here. Y'all probably know her because she's always in my background. She's not here this weekend, but she's usually here with me. And everybody was so worried with her being that age and having a new baby in the house. Like she might be jealous. She might try to hurt the baby. That's not her personality. I was never worried about that. And she didn't. If anything, she thinks the baby is hers. Like she is very particular about who can touch the baby. And did you wash your hands? And make sure you hold my sister's head. She's a little mother hen. So it's super cute. That whole dynamic is just super cute. And I'm getting up there with the grandbabies. I think I have, let me see, let me count. I know I should know off the top of my head, but I don't. It is 8 of them, 9, including the baby that my son went and got that, we don't have access to yet. So 8 and a possible. And that was the thing people used to ask me a lot when my kids were younger. What if your kids grow up and each one of them have 10 kids? Well, it'll just be a whole bunch of us. Lots of $10 to send out on birthdays, right? That's what the grandmother do, right? Get the card and put the $10 in it. I don't know. Maybe that was just my family, but Nona, guarantee birthdays roll around, everybody was getting a $10 bill stuffed in a card. It was too many of us. I don't blame her. So I don't know, but I'll be glad when this all when it all works out, because I really, really, really want to get to know this little young man. Oh, Levon, you had that too. The $10. Yeah, yeah, that's a grandmother for you, and I love it. I talked about this before, but the young girl saying that women of a particular age were jealous because we old and washed up. I don't even know what old and washed up is supposed to mean, but I don't begrudge the young girls for being somewhere that I've already been. I've done all my young stuff. I lived. My 20s don't owe me anything, nor do my 30s or my 40s. Like, I've been there, done that. I'm this age. We all going the same way. You might as well enjoy the ride. So, and for me, all I ever really wanted to be was the little sweet lady at the end of the block with the nice yard that baked cookies for everybody. But in my younger years, even though I was a mother and a wife, I didn't get to be her because the world was so ugly that I had to, grit my teeth and do some different things. But now that I'm coming into my elder years, I finally get to be the little sweet old lady at the end of the block that baked the cookies, and always got a kind word for the neighborhood children. I get to be her now. Why would I be mad about that? Yes, absolutely. We're going the same way. You might as well go smiling. No use in kicking and screaming because you can't stop it. You can't stop it. Although I think Mister is having a midlife crisis right now. Wait, is he too old for a midlife crisis? He having some kind of crisis, child. He be pining for the glory days. And he told me, I'm gonna buy a Corvette at the end of the summer. This dude got 3 sports cars sitting out there. Why do you? Why? Like why? And we, mind you, I think I mentioned it before. We do both have an affinity for classic cars, but he want a brand new Corvette. Like, why? Just why? You don't drive the damn. I drive his cars. He don't even drive his cars. And just I don't know. I think he might be too old for a midlife crisis, but he definitely going through something because he had been waiting on this package, right? And he had called. He was out working, and he called 2 or 3 times that week. My package come yet? Did the package come in the mail? And when the damn package finally got here, it was 2 pairs of sneakers, gym shoes. Like what is, huh? Really? I don't even know what the damn name of them are, but something that my son told him, you need to, your tennis shoe game is wet, Dad. I said, you let a 16-year-old tell you how to dress. I can't. A convert, they're too small for me. Child, I don't know what this man going through. He better sit down somewhere. He better sit down somewhere. and just be okay with it. And he don't even, Mr. is at that distinguished gentleman age. Work that. Don't try to be young. That is unattractive. And he's not made it to the point of ridiculousness yet, because I will tie him to the bed and smack him around until he get over it if he went that far. But I really hope he don't try to hit that phase where it's just because there is nothing like an old person that don't know that they're too old to be behaving a certain way. Now that is pathetic. That is pathetic. At some point, we got to let the young folks have it. You know what I mean? So hopefully it's, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say with Mr. Don't Do Me. Because I love him, fam. Don't try to turn back into no young boy. We're not young anymore. But I think, I don't know what he's missing. I don't know what it is that he's missing, honey, but he better get it together. Hey, Red. You know what, Red? You're going to stop it with the cakes. Red, do you want to tell the people why you always put the cakes in my chat? The youngest can have the skinny jeans too. Oh my God. And the little clothes. And you know what, Levon, that's one thing way back in the gap when I first started eyeballing Mister that I appreciated about him when he was young. He never did that whole sagging and your draw showing thing. He never dressed like that. When he wore jeans, I don't even know if y'all remember Jabot jeans. And they had the French cut right on the front, and the way his legs are, oh, he used to look so good in those jeans. But he never did that whole sagging thing. You didn't see nothing shake, Red. You ought to stop. But yeah, it that was one of the things that attracted me to him was his sense of style and the way he dressed and just the space he took up in a room. Whew. And I don't get me wrong, I like it when he, on the weekends he might throw on a jersey or a t-shirt and jeans and gym shoes. That's cool. He can rock it. It looks, but he had this whole Brooks brother, J. Crew, but not nerdy style about him. He wasn't trendy and he wasn't dressed like every other person that you see walking around. That was one of the things that attracted me to him. And you talking about somebody that can hang a suit, good Lord, in the morning. Oh, but let me stop. Okay, y'all, I'm back. My mind just went somewhere. Yeah. So I don't know. And I'm not begrudging tennis shoes, sneakers, or whatever you want to call them. I've just never been a tennis shoe person. Mm-mm. I have um I have a few pair for yard work and stuff like that. But I don't think I've ever in my life put together an outfit where I was going somewhere and that outfit included gym shoes. Not ever. And again, I'm not shading anybody that wears them, but it's not my thing. And it never has been. It's okay, you married. We understand marriage language. Okay. Hey Liz, how you doing, baby? Who we talking about? We were talking about my son. We all gonna jump him. We all gonna get together and jump him. And then we were talking about my husband, Mister, in there. I don't know what he going through right now, trying to wear tennis shoes. Mister is a, what is the name of it? 310s. That was the closest. If you all know what 310 shoes are, that was the closest he ever came to a damn gym shoe. And now he got, I don't know what the shoe is. It's some kind, I know the box had a Nike symbol on the top of it. I don't know what kind of shoe in particular. I know they all have different names and styles and crap. I don't know what they are, but something that my son told him, Dad, your shoe game. And he ordered them because my son said so. So we letting a 16-year-old tell us how to dress now. Child, please. And he better stop it. He better stop it. So I don't know if they're Jordans, and I'm going to say probably no, because we don't support Jordan. Um, yeah, Jordan King, because and the reason I know this because I've told y'all before. I don't know if y'all were here when I talked about the different liquors. The liquor cabinet is full, and we usually, if the bottle is pretty or whatever, we just, and tequila, that's my drink. So we buy all different kinds of tequilas and try all the things. And we got like Oprah makes a tequila, Lil Wayne makes one, we have that. 50 Cent makes one, we have that. Um, Bunch of different celebrities got tequilas, child, and we have them. And so one of the last ones that he bought, the bottle was really shapely and pretty, and he bought it and then got it home, and we figured out that it was Jordan's, and he was like mad because we don't support Jordan. And the reason, there is, some people say Jordan owns private prisons or is plugged into that some type of way, and some people say that's another Jordan. But some years back, don't quote me because I cannot think of the little dude's name, but I think he was some type of rapper, was at an event, and he was sponsoring, this rapper guy was sponsoring a youth basketball team. And he purchased like 20 or $30,000 worth of Jordan gear, shoes, shirts, whatever, for this team. And at this event, Jordan was there, and he wanted to meet, the rapper wanted to meet Jordan. And Jordan kind of brushed him off, and someone else intervened, like, that's so and so, and he just bought this much amount of money of your merchandise for this basketball team. And again, Jordan shrugged, like, 20, 30,000, that ain't nothing. When he spent 100,000 or 500,000, then he might be able to come up and talk to me. Really smug and ugly about it. And it's been rumored that Jordan laughs at people riding the bus wearing his $200 shoes and crap like that. So we just don't support Jordan. And then when I found out that it takes, what, $5 for labor, materials, and all of that, $5 it takes to make his shoes, and he's selling them to Black people anywhere from $250 to $500, and then laughing at them for buying them. Yeah, I know my little dollars might not ever make a difference to him, but he won't get them. So yeah, that was my long-winded ass way of saying no. I don't think the shoes were Jordans. Jordan has a tequila. Yeah, he does. As a matter of fact, hold up a minute. Oh, whoo, child. See, old lady sounds when I'm sitting down. Where is my? Hey, and y'all look right over my hair. It's shampoo day, so y'all don't mind the hair. But see how sleek the bottle is? So he bought it because of the bottle, but I'm trying to get it out of the light. Sincaro, I guess is how you pronounce it. Yeah, this is Jordan's tequila, child. And you note the bottle ain't even open. We won't even drink it. And he was going to give it away, but I told him I like the bottle. It's pretty, so just leave it sitting in the liquor cabinet, honey. But we'll never drink it and never buy another bottle of it. F Jordan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that bottle is pretty, right? Right. Boycott him. Stupid, stupid head. I don't, ew, he's arrogant. I mean, a lot of people, and I mean, I'm not a hater. He got some good looking stuff. I'm not buying it. I just refuse to buy any of his stuff. And y'all ladies probably gonna get mad at me. Michael Kors is another one that can't get a dime from me with his unoriginal copying off a Coach and charging us twice the amount. I can't stand Michael Kors or his products. And I have one Michael Kors bag that Mister's mom bought me for my birthday, I think it was 1 year. And I have it. And I want to give it away because I just hate it to sit there and me not use it or wear it. But I don't like Michael Kors. And the reason I don't give it away is because it was a gift to me and I don't want to, I don't know, another catch 22. So it'll sit there until I figure it out. Maybe I'll give it to one of the girls. And that way it's like a gift from grandma because they'll carry it. And I don't like, I'm just rambling. Like, who the hell cares about my life? But I guess y'all do because y'all here. Um, I don't like bags or clothes with big logos on them. That has never been my thing, except for Louis Vuitton, the original brown and gold Louis Vuitton. Other than that, I really don't care for purses with logos all over them and clothes with the. Oh, I had a cousin. I wanted to punch him. One of my Mississippi cousins. We were at a family picnic, and his tag was hanging out of his shirt. And I went up, mother of 11. I got sewing kits and everything in the world is in my purse. And I got like, you want me to get my scissors out my bag and cut your tag is still on there, baby. You want me to get the tag? Oh no, I left the tag on it because this shirt Tommy. It was Tommy Hilfiger. This Tommy. And the shirt don't say Tommy. So I left the tag hanging so everybody would know it's Tommy. I could have like, dude, are you serious? And he was like 32 years old. Are you kidding me right now? You left the tag on there so everybody would know you wearing Tommy Hilfiger. Okay, I guess that's cute. Well, thank you, Shakila. Thank you, Coach. Yeah, is Jordan like a younger people thing? Am I right about that? Because us older cats, where are we going in sneakers anyway? I'm going to try to pronounce your name. I don't have my glasses on, so Ko Koja Malik. Am I saying that right? Koja Malik. Let me know if I'm even close. And I try to get it right because that's another thing. I don't know if I ever told y'all my name before. It's Jane. That is my first name. I'm named after my mommy. And it's spelled the standard way, Jane, right? I promise you, I get June, Jenny, Joan, Jan, Jean, anything but Jane. Like, seriously? Jamie. How do you mispronounce Jane? How much more simple can it get? So that's another one of my pet peeves. So I try to get people's names right. Vance, I like Vance. Thank you. But you know what? I have a nickname. My dad nicknamed me Choo Choo when I was a baby because I had teeth like I guess at a young age. And the story is that he would put gum and stuff in my mouth and watch me chew it. I had teeth when I think my mother said I was 3 months. That's pretty freaking early, but I could swear my mother said I was 3 months old and I had teeth. And so, yeah, the nickname Chew Chew stuck. But now it's like derivatives of Choo Choo. It's Chew, Chewy, Chewsome, Chooky. and most of the time just two. So I don't. When I hear people say Jane, I instantly think about my mother, and I think that they're calling you. You subject to not have me, get my attention with my real name unless I'm in a business setting. So yeah, but thank you. Right, make it extra. But I don't. I just to me that name has never fit me. I mean, shout out to mom. I love that I'm her junior. And in fact, I love it so much so that when I got married, I never changed my last name. I would use my last name. Well, I'm married now, but I use my husband's name when we are at an event or we're doing something where we're functioning as a couple. But as far as my work and the things, I never legally changed my last name. I use his name, but yeah, like when it's Mr. and Mrs., we do it that way. But if it's just me, yeah, I use my own name because if I change it, I lose my junior. I like being a junior. And I have gotten so many weirded out ass questions about that. Like, were you born a man? Because I never seen a woman junior. Like, absolutely not. I'm a girl, always been one, as far as I know. But my mother was. I think I was born during the women's movement. Maybe that's what that was about. A whole women's live. If men can do it, so can we type thing. Because I hate it. I'll tell you what she told me about naming me that. Because I hated my name as when I was young. Because I had this whole light bright, almost white, getting teased about that already damn thing going on. And so the name didn't help. Jane and Tarzan, see Jane run, Dick and Jane, that whole thing. And I hated it. But then the older I got, I'm like, well, my mom named me after her, and that made me begin to love it. So I finally asked her, like, Mom, what made you decide to make me your junior? This woman, she said, now there is a 6 year gap. There are the first four, and then there's a 6 year gap, and then there's the brother that's 18 months older than me, and then like that. So she said after the 6 year gap, when she got pregnant unexpectedly, it was just like, oh my God, another baby. And she said by the time when you happened, it was just like I'm over it, and I ain't feel like thinking of no name, so I just gave you my name. Oh, how special I feel. Just busted my whole little bubble, but okay. But I always, yeah, this woman, yeah, she get on my nerve. I love her to death. Yeah. But the thing is, I always told my parents, y'all finally got it right and you quit because I'm the youngest of six. Okay. And I have talked about that's another thing. I know I'm all over the place. Y'all bear with me. I know that I've mentioned my twin, my brother that passed away. We're not biologically twins. That's the one that's 6 years older than me. But we look exactly alike and we were close like that. We just had this kinetic thing and we called each other Wonder Twins. So he is not biologically my twin. I just call him, we just always called each other twins. But he was actually 6 years older than me. So just in case any of you, cause I thought about that after I said it a few times, like my twin, 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 twin. People in my real life know why I say twin. But then I thought about it on YouTube, like I said, twin, and I don't want to be misleading. No, we were not biologically twins. If I had only known better, I would have named my son after me instead of his donor. Oh, I feel you. I feel you. I kind of regret not naming making one of my girls a third. I kind of wish I would have done that. But like I said, I hated the freaking name. I didn't want to give it to anybody else. But if I had it to do over again, I would, yeah, definitely have a third just to keep it going. I actually have a Cabbage Patch doll that my parents bought me when I was 8 years old when Cabbage Patch dolls first came out. I named her Shane, Shane the third. So if that counts, I finally got it right. Got what right? Did I miss something? My grandpa remembered our names in our birth order. He would actually say everyone's name. Born in. Wow. Kudos to him. I call my kids each other's names all the time. Like Tony, Tara, Sally, you, come here. It's a lot of stuff. I do have now. This is one thing that people always seem to be impressed about. I have their birth dates and social security numbers memorized, all 11 of them. But I mean, you write something down so many times, it just sticks. It just sticks. And before we had, technology was what it was, what it is. I just learned when I would go to fill out like school form, just whatever, and the crap I had to do where I had to write all of their names and their information. I would always do it for the worker instead of having them write all of that stuff out. I would write it out for them. So again, I had to write those names and numbers a jillion times because I would always try to, lighten that load for the worker. And I said this in one of my earliest uploads, because I actually wrote a poem about being shamed for having so many children, which I got a lot of. Why that bothers anybody, I don't know, because nobody ever had to feed them but me. But I had 7 children at this time. I think it was 7 of them. And I had started a new job, and I was at HR filling out the forms for, you know, dependents and insurance. I think that's what it was. And she was having to write out each child, each birthday, all the information. And when she got to like the 4th, maybe, I don't even think she was that far. This broad literally threw her pen down, like, oh my God, do any of these kids even have the same father? And me being who I am, it hurt my feelings, but I refused to let her see it. I looked at her and I said, no, I don't know who any of their fathers are, but I'm told the baby look a lot like your husband. And of course, my crap got denied. Whatever the hell I was there filling out for, I didn't get it from her. I had to go back because I pissed her right off. But yeah, I got that. I got degraded and berated a lot for choosing to have life be on my own. And here's the thing, y'all. No, I don't think that anybody has 10. Oh, and 10 of them from my body. One is a bonus baby. So let's just deal with the 10. Who the hell has 10 kids accidentally? Like, I know how they get here, right? I know where the condom aisle is. I have a gynecologist if I want birth control. I wanted my children. That was the plan. That was the goal. Why that bothers anybody, I still can't figure it out. Some of the things that I have heard, I had one broad. She was a relative of my sister-in-law. And again, like I said, I don't, all that family down the line, I don't keep up. My sister-in-law, it was some of her folks. And they came to my house and I was pregnant with maybe number 8. And my kids are stair-steps, okay? How many do you have? People are really into, people are into kid shaming. It is 10 of them, 10 from my body. And then I have a bonus baby. So it's 11 in total. But she sat there and I noticed she kept looking around, right? She's just looking at my house. And then she asked for something to drink and she followed me into the kitchen. She started looking. And I kind of picked up on the fact that you just want to be nosy. So I showed her around the entire house. Like, oh, this is the kids' room, and this, the this, and the that, and the doll. And when we sat back down, she was like, I really have to apologize to you because I just knew when I came in here there was going to be jelly all over the walls and stains on the carpet. Um, and I asked her, "You have children, so you got jelly on your walls? How did the jelly make it on your walls? What, huh?" And that was a question. How do you keep your house so clean? Because I'm the grown up. And when they were small, I done all the cleaning. I just stayed on top of things. The older they got, I taught them how to clean and pick up behind them. And it was real simple. Do it. I don't know what people think it is about. And it was some things harder than others, but you just get up and you do what you have to do. And what I always told my children is like, it's a lot of us, right? At one point there were 14 of us in one house. And so like if number one comes home and throws his backpack down and throw his jacket over there, that might be cool. But by the time 14 of us do it, we got a whole mess. So I just stayed on top of let's everybody pick up behind themselves. And the house stayed clean. End of story. It ain't even complicated. But that perplexed the hell out of people that my house was clean. Really? Child. Some of the things that people have said to me, but two of the major ones that I always got was they got the same daddy. I don't know why that matters. And I would always answer that. No telling what people think to this day, because I would always give people a different answer. I never answered that question honestly, because why do you want to know? And what the hell difference do it make? And what are you saying about women that's got children? But shit happens. Relationships crumble and people want more kids. So why is that bad? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I just don't think that's something to shame people about. And I will tell y'all the truth. No, I've been married 3 times prior to the marriage that I'm in right now. So 4 marriages total. I got 10 kids spread across 3 marriages. You do the math. But what difference the hell does that make? I don't know. People are crazy. But that was always the question I got. Do they have the same? How many baby daddies you got? Do they all have the same daddy? And they all stay with you? Where in the name of Krispy Kremed corn else would they stay with me? Like, I got that question so often. Why do people ask me that? They all stay with you? Where else? I'm their mom. Where? Yeah. But those, they're, that whole time of me raising them. And I'm almost done. I think for the people that's been with me, y'all know I got a 16-year-old that's still here with us. Everybody else is grown and gone. And that's right, tells you what their house looked like. And even kids, some of the kids at school would tease my kids. And there were times, I understand how most women are not virgins when married, and that's fine. But evidence of sex acts, aka kids, are shameful. Yeah, you know, and that's another thing that I got. And some people, all I could say was, I had my children. Because there are a few that were right there in the line with the people that were shaming me that had been to see the chopper a million times. So, how are you any better than me? You clearly don't want children. Stop getting pregnant. That clinic is not a form of birth control. Stop getting pregnant. So, yeah, I guess it just take all kind to make the world go round. The smaller people try to make you feel, the bigger they feel. I don't know. Don't get it. But no one can shame me about my children. They were the goal. They were the goal. And I think I got it right. Some of them are knuckleheads, and all of them have had knuckleheaded moments. Trust and believe. But they're all the ones that are of age are grown and gone and standing on their own 2 feet. Can't be mad at that. And I miss it sometimes more than others, but I miss it. I miss it. When I always tell the kids, if I could go back to the house before the last house, that's the last house where we were all together. The oldest boy was in the 12th grade and the baby had just started Head Start. If I could like go back to that era and just lock us right there and be that forever, that's where I would go when we were all still together. I miss it so much. But it is what it is because now I get to, participate in raising grandbabies and enjoy that. So time moves us along and it goes by so fast. My God, I remember when my oldest son turned 10 and it just seemed so unreal. It was so surreal. Like I have a 10-year-old son and now I have grandchildren that age. It just all goes by so fast. Them getting grown seems like a lifetime away when they're small, and then you blink your eyes and everybody is grown and gone. It just all happens so fast. It just really, really goes by in a blink. But looking back, it's not a whole lot I would change. Some things, a husband or two, I might have just went to the sperm bank and avoided the whole mess of it all. But as far as the children, if anything, it would be more of them than 10 if I had it to do over again. Yeah, that's been Levon. And as much as I never believed in that for me, it just wasn't something I could do. I don't think the government should be the one to make the choice. What kind of shit is that? And I'm just disgusted by the entire situation and the things surrounding it. Because a lot of people are looking at the thing. I'm looking at the thing, but I'm also looking at all the stuff around it because we're literally moving backwards. What else are they going to overturn? How soon are we going to have separate faucets again, drinking fountains? Like, what, really? Ugh. And the thing of it, I am old enough to remember when that clinic wasn't very accessible. That used to be a very expensive procedure. And it wasn't us getting them. It wasn't us running to that clinic. Let me say it that way, okay? And there were all kind of bootleg. I don't even know if they called themselves midwives or what. I don't know what the hell they called themselves, but it was, well, y'all seen the movie for Color Girls? You know what scene I'm talking about? There was a lot of those women back in the gap, and there were young girls losing their lives because of it. And all these years later, we headed back there because people are not going to stop. The desire is not going to go away, or the need, or whatever you want to call it. And then there was, oh my God, have y'all ever heard of quinine tabs? It's some kind of pill. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know the logistics on it. I just know that I heard women talking about quinine tabs would take care of that situation for you. And believe it or not, there were women who used to drink turpentine to handle that situation. I had a, I knew of a person that almost died because she had turpentined herself so many times. She had pieces and particles left in her that rotted and toxified her system, and she almost died. So that's what I'm seeing. We getting back to all of that crap. It's crazy. It's craziness to me. Good morning, Ladon. Oh, thank you for subbing. Okay, have a good day at class. I always viewed abortion as a white issue. My mom mentioned she was out of college and there would be babies. Listen, when I was in I want to say seventh grade, I went to a predominantly the other people's school. That, the more I think about it, that's where I learned all the chicanery that followed me through life. I learned it with those people. Lord. But the majority of my female classmates had been to see the chopper 2 or 3 times. And most of them, I'm going to tell you something else. There's never, all inclusive. It's good and bad in every group. But a lot of them were popping pills way back then. We're talking 7th, 8th grade. Smoking cigarettes, popping pills, and going to see the chopper. That's Levon, bingo, bingo, bango. That's all it is. That's all it is. They do that at astronomical rates. And I keep saying this, they're just better at not exposing their underbelly. We do something, we're gonna talk about it. And damn who we owe. We just gonna, yeah, it's what it is. They have a way of sweeping their crap under the rug. And I don't know if I talked about this here before, but speaking of that school that I went to, 7th grade, again, it was predominantly the other people at my school. And then, you had your inner city schools. Well, a guy at one of the inner city schools, black guy, around my age range, I'm assuming that he was a drug dealer and he murdered a man and put him in a sewer, hid the body in the sewer, drug deal gone bad. And it was all anybody talked about on the news, just at the water cooler. That's all you heard about for months and months and months and months. The trial was followed. That's all you heard. Okay. The very same week that popped off at my school, 2 girls in my grade OD'd on pills, accidental OD'd in the bathroom at my school. I literally, with my eyes, watched the ambulance take their bodies out of the bathroom at my school. When I talked about it, people thought I was making it up because nobody heard about it. It wasn't on the news. It wasn't in the papers. It wasn't on the rumor mill. Nobody was standing around the water cooler talking about it. Those 2 incidents happened the exact same week. You see how that works? And I'm not degrading or crapping on those people, but let's just call a thing a thing. They put us under a microscope for the world to see, and they cover. Malcolm X talks about the dangers of the media. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you something else. In Flint, Michigan, my hometown, a lot of schools shut down. Like right now, I think there are 3 schools open in that whole city where there used to be I'm going to say there were 75 different schools, elementary, high school, whatever. It's like 3 schools open, 1 elementary, 1 high school, 1 middle school. When that first started happening, they were covering that on the news. Myself, another lady, 2 other ladies were with me. We were going to the public library. The news crew was out there. The 2 ladies that were riding with me got out of the vehicle before I did. And they, how do I say this diplomatically? They gave off a certain aura, okay? And they spoke a certain way. And the news people kind of pounced on them, asking them about that situation. Would you like to do an interview about the plight of Flint school systems and blah, blah, blah? And so they declined. And I got out and I put on the best, I don't want to use any type of words, but I purposely mispronounced words. I purposely spoke in very broken English when they approached me. When they hit that camera, baby doll, I gave them my best. You should have seen the look on their faces because they do that. Like it could be 17 Black lawyers, doctors standing right there. They will bypass all of them and go talk to the dude with one tooth in his mouth. They do it all the time because that's what they want to portray us as. And it's ain't nothing wrong with Uncle Roscoe with the one tooth, but Uncle Roscoe don't represent all of us. But that's how they want us represented. Do I think that girls had a suicide pact? I don't know. I really don't know. Because like I said, it was never talked about. And, even at school, they did make announcements that, they kind of forbade us from talking about it and, gave the whole speeches about respecting their families and their time of mourning and grief and all of the things. So it just was never talked about. But I'm going to, by what I know was going on with a lot of my classmates, I'm just going to assume it was an accidental overdose. But the world never found out about it. That's craziness to me. That's craziness to me. Let it have been us. And that Mr. jokingly calls me a racist. Trisha's even called me a racist. I'm not racist, y'all. I love everybody on a case-to-case basis, okay? Because believe it or not, just as much crap as I talk about them, I talk about my own if they cut in the buck. Okay, I side with right, but I have more of an affinity for my own, of course. But I'm just going off of my own experiences. And I remember thinking that the other people were the things that were important to them. And I'm sixth, seventh grade, and I'm looking at their lives and the stuff that they talk about and the things that they cry about and the things that they, that gives them drive and the things that they go after. It was idiotic to me. The things that were important and the way that they formed their thoughts. For instance, there was a situation. Now, Jerry curls were popular when I was at that age. And if you all know about Jerry curls, the average person that wore a Jerry curl didn't wash their hair maybe once a week, every 2 weeks. Some of them only washed their hair when they got their curl redone. I suppose the girls that I was talking to this particular day had got wind of that, but didn't have a full understanding. So they're talking about the difference. The conversation was the difference between Black people and N-words. And this girl sat there and tried to justify, well, Black people are the nice ones. N-words are the ones that bully you and bother you. I said, okay, so a Black person that pissed you off, right? We all Black people till we piss you off, and then we're all the other thing. Just say it how you see it. So another girl chimes in and says, well, I don't have anything against Black people. I just don't want them touching me because they're dirty. I said, so we're all dirty. Why are we dirty? Because you don't take showers every day. You don't bathe every day, bathe every day. Okay, Becky, what makes you think I don't bathe every day? Because whoever the hell, Letitia said, you only wash your hair every week or every 2 weeks. You don't wash your hair every day. I said, Becky, Have you ever heard of a shower cap? I don't have to wash my hair every day. It does not mean that I don't wet my body. Do you understand? And as a matter of fact, I don't even use a shower cap. I just don't lean my head, and I did the whole gesture for see this? Did you lean into the water? Idiot. So because a black girl told you that she does not wash her hair every day, you came to the conclusion that she does not bathe every day. Therefore, all black people are just dirty. Oh, okay, you're done. And so I'm sorry. That's how I grew up looking at them. That they come to these conclusions and well, I got so tired of and then with me being light skinned and they thought I was mixed. I'm not mixed, but they thought I was. So that made me the safe Negro that they thought they could say all this crap to. They found out the hard way that I'm not the one. I am not the damn spokesperson for the NAACP, and I am not your friend when it comes to that F-ish. Like, you cannot sit in my face and say that to me and think that it's going to be okay. Some of them got the message the first time. Some of them found out the hard way. But just child, this day, it was just stupid stuff. Like, and I was friends with some of them, and some of them we're still friends to this day. I made friends there at that school. Thank God for my father, because finally he told my mother, like, I want my kids to go to school with kids that look like them. They need to know who they are. And boom, we ended up going to a school in the city. Thank you, Dad. But anyway, y'all made friends there. And a couple of them I'm still cool with to this day. And we were, the couple of the girls that I was cool with, they were mad at some other girl. And they said, let's all give her the evil eye. This is so stupid. So we're all sitting there across the lunch table giving old Becky that they were mad at the evil eye. And one of my friends, I'm throwing the quotey finger, looks and she goes, oh, wow, look at Jane. Her evil eye is good. Black people are really good at the evil eye. No, ma'am, I'm good at the evil eye. I'm just one black person. And the way I got my group of white girls to stop doing that, there was literally a girl named Becky. I swear to God, I'm not making it up. A girl named Becky who had got caught giving head under the bleachers. And then she bragged about it, and it just was a whole thing. That's all the school was talking about, because she said that she done it for 45 minutes and he owed her, and that's how she got caught, and that's all anybody was talking about. And the way the story was told, it was a very random incident. That wasn't her boyfriend. They wasn't close. And so I told them, like, okay, so Becky did that. Am I to assume that all of y'all just go around with your mouth wide open because you're white, right? Like, I'm one black person. I represent all black people. So Becky represent all of y'all. And they like, oh, wow, gee, I never thought of it that way. So again, dingy, just let me shut up. Let me shut up, because I feel like this conversation is going to come back to haunt me. People that have bad day. Child. Child, some of the stuff that I can tell you about them people. Their norms are not our norms. And I cannot stand it when people say we're all the same. No, we're not. No, we're not. And we don't even have to be. It's cool. We do not have to be the same. We all need to stay in our lane. I get sick of people who speak, and I'm throwing quotey fingers when I say this, proper English, because nobody in America speaks proper English, because it's a stolen freaking language and we don't even speak it like the people who originated the language. So none of us speak proper English, just to let you know real quick. But people that articulate well and enunciate their words often get accused of, you talk like a white person. No, I'm just using the language correctly. That is so toxic. And it's just downright ignorant. Proper quotey fingers again. Proper English does not equate white. Like, who made them the effing standard? The people that steal everything from everybody. And that's the standard. of beauty and grace and class and sophistication. And that's where we all trying to get. And I'm guilty of it myself, because I used to say, when my people would cut up, y'all making us look bad. In front of who? They're not the standard. I don't care what we look like to them. Because trust me, I've been around, I went to school with them at a very young age. I worked around them my entire life. Whatever they think we are, it doesn't matter what we do. They're going to see us the way they see us. So if they're ignorant and racist and despicable, it doesn't matter if you're Shantae from 3rd Street or Dr. LaShandra that's sitting next to the president. They're going to see you the way that they see you. It's not my life's goal to impress them or not look bad in front of them. Hell with what they think. How do I look to me and the people that care about me? How about that? Whew, I didn't mean to go there, but that gets under my skin. Making us look bad to the white daddy. Like white daddy. I've tried, and I'm trying my best to deprogram from that. Yeah. And we all have something that we need to deprogram from. Dead serious. Dead serious. And even within our own, even us amongst ourselves. Because I was having a conversation with some people. And let me tell you, right now I'm retired. I don't work anymore. My kids are grown. So my universe is very small. I still do some of the things I enjoy, but I don't socialize as much as I used to. Because I think the pandemic and the lockdown had an effect on everybody, but I think I was kind of shut in before that. I don't socialize like I used to. Even when I travel, I just pretty much stick to myself. And I'm saying that to say that at this point, there's my children, my husband, the few real life friends that I have, and YouTube, social media, and my blog that I do. That's my universe. So that's really all the conversation I have for anybody. So anyway, I was having a conversation with some ladies, and they got on the men ain't ish thing. And my contribution to that conversation was, it puzzles me to hear people say that, because the men I grew up around and the men that I'm still around don't fit that bill. I know that it's ain't ish people out there, but there ain't really any in my personal life. Okay. So I just cannot subscribe to the all black men are worthless. I can't. My frame of reference tells me different. And from that, I was speaking about my husband. And I was interrupted and told that, well, that's only because you look like that, because America caters to your phenotype. So of course you found a man that caters to you. Now, let's pull me out of that scenario. What did you just say to every dark-skinned woman listening to us at that time? You just told every dark-skinned woman that she don't stand a chance. She's second best. The newbies of the world get all the good men and y'all get what's left over. Did you hear what the hell you just said? And to put me back in the scenario, you want to tell me that everything that I fought for, everything that I fought through, all the hard work it took to make me me, none of that counts. Just what I look like, huh? Let me tell you something. I wouldn't date a man who wanted me because I was yellow or only dated yellow women. You got me bent. And I'm not saying on any level that colorism is not very real. I'm not saying that it's not despicable, but we got to have balance somewhere. We have to have balance somewhere. What was I talking about? I don't even know how I got there. That just pisses me off. Ugh. That whole situation pisses me off. Like, let's go after the yellow heifers that act like that. Let's not go after another black person because of the color of their skin. I got enough white people at me because of the color of my skin. I got to deal with it from black people too. And that's whichever end of the colorism spectrum that you're on, knock it the hell off. Damn it. I am not a people everyday person. Social media and my 3-day work week is enough. Yeah. Yep. I feel like I need to stop talking. I feel like I need, because I just totally got myself worked up behind that one. I'm so sick of that crap. I am sick of it. And people keep, even right here in our YouTube community, that word, that topic keeps coming up. But are we really ready to hear each other? Or do we want to just point fingers and find somebody to be mad at? We all have insecurities, and the devil whispers to them. They have to learn to ignore it. Is it about insecurities? I really, because those are cuss words coming out of my mouth anyway. But no. And for the record, the glorious, wonderful man that I have been blessed to call my own, when I met his family, they were all astounded that I looked the way I look, because he had an affinity for chocolate women. The girl right before me, beautiful, beautiful chocolate woman. Am I wrong for saying, somebody gonna cuss me out for saying chocolate? Can I say chocolate? I don't know what the hell I can say anymore. Dark skin, beautiful almond skin woman with coal black, thick, long, pretty hair. That was his type. He claims he does not have a type. He just likes who he likes. So I'm saying that to say, no, I was not chosen for my phenotype. Ugh. I'm sick of that mess too. Do you ever feel like some people on YouTube Google a word and then run it the hell in the ground? Just they use the word over and over. Like maybe they have like a Google word of the day, and then they just use the damn word over and over and over. Get a damn job. Tailor-made infirmity? I like Joyce Myers. I haven't listened to her much lately. I used to listen to her sermons all the time. And the smiling man, what's his name? He smiles. He just smiles all the time. White guy preacher. God, what is his name? He actually done a whole show some years back where, who was the popular magician, the last one? The master of illusion, or what? Joel Osteen. He done, do you remember the guy that allegedly walked over the Grand Canyon, tight-roped across the Grand Canyon, and Joel Osteen was out there praying for him and that whole thing. That was not the Grand Canyon. I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Grand Canyon, but there are many Grand Canyon-esque smaller sites along the way. That's where they were. It wasn't the actual Grand Canyon, and they done a whole show over it. I think that kind of made me stop watching Joel, because you ain't got a lie to kick it. The hole that the man walked over was big enough. Why did you have to say it was the Grand Canyon? And by the way, for those that haven't been there, I advise that you go. And if any of you feel the same way I used to feel, like it's just a big hole in the floor. What big whoop? But when I saw it, it's so majestic. You just have to be standing there, and you'll feel it. Slide Jones, hi honey. Are we just rambling? Oh my God, it's 4 o'clock. Y'all are the real MVPs in here listening to me run my mouth this time of morning. What you been up to, Slide? Why am I still hungry? I ate a loaded sweet potato, a big old bowl of collard greens with okra, and chopped fresh tomatoes and chopped fresh onions. The loaded potato had butter, brown sugar, marshmallows, raisins, and crushed pecans on top of it. And I'm still hungry. Joel refused to open his church. Right. I remember that. You just relaxed today? Need to water my fruit plants. What kind of fruit plants? I'm actually growing some green onions in one of those little inside the house, put it in the windowsill things. It's tragic. They grew, but they're like super light. And green onions are dark. I don't I don't get why I cannot. My mother has such a green thumb. I grew up in a house that was full of plants. I will kill an artificial plant. I don't know. I didn't inherit her green thumb, but I'm trying. Because I want to grow. I want to work my way up to growing tomatoes. And I've always kind of wanted to do that because when I was still in Michigan, one of my uncles came to Mississippi and he brought back to Michigan some garden fresh tomatoes. They were the best tomatoes I ever ate in my life. And that always made me want to grow my own. Hand watering is so ghetto. I can't wait to get an automatic irrigation. Let's see. Raspberry, blueberry, nectarine, apricot, pomegranate, fig, muscadine, plums, blackberries, and peaches. Oh, wow. Send me some. Send me some. The pomegranates and the Ooh, have you ever had muscadine wine? I had a friend that used to make it. Strong. It's good, but it's strong. Right. Is he on a farm? Where you at? I don't know if people like to tell where they at, but that's a lot you got going on there. But now my house in the country, I have not blueberries, blackberries grow wild in my yard, and some type of wild onion that I didn't even know was there. The man who cuts my lawn asked me, could he buy some of them? And I'm like, I don't even know what they are. So next time the grass is up and you come to cut it, get them, because you can smell them when he cuts the grass, but I don't even know what they look like. I don't know how to cook them. What the hell is a wild onion? I don't know. 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Not location. Zone 8, Georgia. Okay. Georgia, not too far from me. Slide me some of that fruit. Whew. Okay, y'all. I think I feel myself winding down, and if I stay up, I'm going to eat more. So I probably need to shut it down and go try to lay my body down. So what's today? What's today? This is Monday. Let me look at my. Yep, it's Monday. I didn't get any crapping work done across the weekend. Yep, I gotta get out of here so I can get some work done. Damn it. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, you all. It has been real. Thanks for letting me vent and rant. And I will definitely, for those that were here at the beginning of the live when I was talking about the grandchild situation, I will definitely keep y'all posted as to how that comes out. And if you're catching this on the replay and you have any suggestions to how you would handle that situation, feel free to let me know. I am open to all suggestions at this point because this is some crap I never thought I would find myself going through, but here I am. So, anywho, you have all been in the lab with the mad scientist working her pen and pad. Be well. Good night.